A little angry a minute ago, practicing a little calming breath work as the Amazon driver just made tire marks in my yard from the sod that was laid last week and the dirt that was put around it to make it look good. And yeah, just drove right through it. Just heard all this beeping, beep, 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 as I did like a 35-point turn after they realized what they had done. And they delivered my package and drove off with tire marks that I now have to go fix. So, yeah, a little angry. Got a little bit of rage. So I'm dealing with that. Dealing with that. How do you deal with the rage? Well, um, I'm a little irritated right now, but reality of it is it's my fault. It's my fault. That area out there was right off of the driveway. People come in, they drive on the driveway, and there's not a really easy turnaround. I mean, it's pretty easy, honestly, which is why I'm kind of angry about it. But obviously, this person did not care about my new sod. They weren't aware of my new sod. Even though it looks amazing and you can't help but see the nicely mowed green grass that a week ago was just a mess, and I had no problem with people driving over it a week ago. So, yeah, I'm angry, but I blame myself because the root cause of that problem was not somebody else, it was me. What could I have done to protect that work that was done, the time and money that was invested in that project? It's not ruined. It's really not that big of a deal. It's fixable. It's a very easy fix. But could I have protected it? Yes, I could have. I could have put up some type of barrier so that somebody couldn't drive through it without being blatantly malicious or disregarding something. So I took that risk. I took the risk of my hard work being destroyed in an instant by somebody else's ignorance or somebody else's um, just actions. And so I have to own that because could I have done something about it? Yes. Could they have done something about it? Yes. But I'm not in charge of them. I can only control what I do. So if I wanted to ensure that that doesn't happen, I would have had to do something about it. What are the chances of that happening? Well, I have to look at that myself and say there's a 1 out of 10 chance of some idiot coming in and doing that. But how many times do idiots drive into my driveway? Um, Once a day. There's a driver that comes here once a day. So, my fault. My fault. And so, the next thing to talk about, though, is the rage or the anger part of it. See, I'm a little angry. This literally just happened. So, you're seeing it in real time. And I don't use the word idiot too often. And if I give this 5 more minutes, I probably wouldn't even use the word idiot. But it's relatively quickly my level of simmering down. What I want you to understand though, is that releasing your rage and anger is necessary and it's required because if you don't release it somehow in a healthy way, you will release it in an unhealthy way. You will build it up inside of you. You will release it on somebody else. So, what could happen in a situation like this is you let something trigger you. And you get irritated and you get mad and you don't think about it. You don't fully process and come back to understand that hey, this is something that you could have prevented on your own. It doesn't mean you should not get mad. I mean, getting mad is okay. It's a feeling. Feelings are okay to have and they're good to have. But you got to be real about your feelings. You got to be honest about what the actual problem was so that you can actually correct the situation the next time. So, but what tends to happen with the everyday run-of-the-mill person is you blame. I could have ran out there and screamed at the truck driver. Thought about it. Instead, I just watched it. Um, Not that I could have stopped it as it was happening. I don't think I could have got out there quick enough. But what could be worse? What could be worse is taking it out on somebody else. Is if one of my children walked in the door shortly hereafter and I snapped on them. They had nothing to do with that. But how many times do we take out anger from some situation on another person who has no idea where that anger came from, and they're going, what did I do? And that creates a really unhealthy home in this case, or this can happen in the workplace. So it's important to get your anger and frustration out. It's important to talk about it. It's important to have good communication and awareness. And then from the protection side, going back to the initial issue that I had, how does this apply to your business? What level of protection do you have over all of the hard work that you have done, everything that you have earned, everything that you've created, the money that you have? Maybe it's a business, the employees that you have, the clients that you have at this point. What are you doing to protect them? Meaning to make sure that you don't lose them and they don't go away. Well, there's things like insurance. This is one form of protection. It's one of many forms of protection. And there are things like having conversations with people to check in with them to see how they were doing. Literally with an employee, having a weekly, monthly at the latest, just a check-in conversation. How are you doing? This is a way that you can protect your asset. An employee is an asset to you. You're an asset to you. You need to protect yourself. You're an asset to your family. If you're the earner or the sole provider or the main provider of the family, you are an asset that needs protected. Because what happens if you get disabled? What happens if you die? God forbid you die prematurely. Do you have protection in place so that the people that you provide for don't suffer? This conversation goes super deep. There's boxes that you need to check. So there's some businesses that I work with, or some issues within business that are going to be an ongoing process that's going to take a lot of time. Then there's other things where, like, hey, you need to check this box and you need to do this now so that then you can move on. And insurance is one of those things. And like, if you don't have life insurance on yourself, you need to go get it. You need to go get it right now. Don't overanalyze it. You need to go get it. Get cheap term life. Just cover yourself. And then you can look deeper into other more complicated stuff and disability and all that kind of stuff. I'm not an overinsured type of guy. What I am is a protector of what has been built and what has been created. It's called legacy. So your responsibility is not just for today, it's for tomorrow. And you have to understand that there's a risk that's inherently involved in life that you might not be here tomorrow. And the ability to insure against that risk of you not being here tomorrow or not being able to provide the same way you do provide today, that's actually something that's not that hard to get done. It's really not. So what I want you to understand, put on the CFO hat and say, how do you protect yourself? How do you do this? Like, this is a requirement. Get insurance. That is not a cost. That is an investment. 100%. Fight me on it. You'll lose. You're taking too much risk if you're not insured. Health insurance. Get it. Not only that, get a physical. Get a checkup. Get blood work. Your unwillingness to understand the truth about your physical body is robbing you of your ability to produce more, of your ability to make more money. I know so many people who are unhealthy, and it's robbing them of their ability to go get a new job. They're not even marketable because they look unhealthy. Nobody wants to hire an unhealthy person. You can tell if somebody's unhealthy. You need to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. And then you need to go see an expert that can actually tell you the facts, that is unbiased. About 5-6 years ago, I started going to the doctor every year. I went like 15 years without really going to the doctor. I would only go if I was sick. If you wait till you're sick to go see the doctor, it's already too late. So, what are the things that I've learned? I learned that I need to be on a certain level of supplements every single day. Check that box. If you're not taking supplements, get it done now. You literally cannot get a balanced diet from eating stuff at the grocery store if you go to the grocery store and actually buy healthy stuff, which most of you aren't doing anyway. So let's just be real about the fact that we eat too much fast food, we go out too much, we don't even know what we're really putting in our body half of the time because somebody else is doing it for us. So what can you do? Take control of what you can control. Every single day, wake up, have a green smoothie, make sure your gut's taken care of. And I put supplements in my body. Like, I literally know all the supplements I need because I've gotten the blood work and I've gotten the test, and I just take them every day. And I get my blood work checked at least once a year. That doesn't mean nothing bad's going to happen to me. All that it means is I am ensuring that I am in the best possible physical state that I can be with the information that I have. And I get the information on a regular basis. If you don't have the information, what are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. That's the point. That's ignorance. That is not taking care of yourself. You're not protecting what you have, and you're not producing to your maximum capabilities. So, you need to protect what you've created. You need to protect yourself. You need to make sure you're healthy. And you need to check the boxes that are the basics that need to be checked. If you haven't gone to the doctor in the last year, schedule an appointment. If you're not taking supplements on a daily basis, get with the doctor to figure out what supplements you need to take. If you don't have life insurance, go get the cheapest life insurance possible, talk to somebody, or go online and figure out how much coverage you need based on how much money you make. Very simple. It's probably going to cost you $50 to $100 and get it done. Otherwise, you're putting everything you have at risk. Now, once you alleviate all those risks, you're going to find it opens up something here in your head. It opens up something in mental capacity for you to be able to produce and create more. Why? Because there's no fear. There's a less fear about this. It's in the back of your brain. If something happens to me, what's going to happen to my family? If you're not thinking about it, it's actually there. You just don't realize it. And it's robbing you of your ability to take things to the next level. So do the work, get that stuff done. And if you don't have somebody, if you don't know where to go, let me know. I got people I can point you to when it comes to the insurance stuff. But call your doctor. And if you don't have a doctor, go find one.